neck can be done either way, but I like to start face up. I don't use any lube. I can do my compressions. I can do what I need to treat. The only real muscle test I can do face up is to have her shrug. When I think I have found the... Did you find it?
I never shrugged.
When I think I found the attachment site for Levator scap, I put my finger right on it. So you go ahead and raise your right shoulder and relax. Just like yesterday when they were face down and you could feel it. You can feel like there's a distinct portion that's a little bit more dense when the muscles are activated with elevation. So, starting face up, myofascial release is the same as treatment for this one. It's pincer compression. Is that comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I've reached the back of her neck, just like in your Swedish, and you come up and you do those alternate hand effleuраges. I'm just grabbing on the back of her neck. So be mindful of the transverse processes on the side. That's where the cervical nerves come out. So you feel where I'm at. I'm on muscle tissue, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I go a little bit further, that's kind of uncomfy, isn't it? Feels weird, right? I'm pushing on her neck now. So I was pushing like this, and I'm pushing directly in. That's not what we want to do. So for this side, that's not what we want to do. What we want to do is find the muscle tissue and pull in and back. Kind of like you're picking up a kitty cat. I hope you don't pick up cats that way. Those are actually really mean. But if you were to grab an animal by the scruff, that's the same thing we're doing. I'm grabbing her by the scruff. And I'm just hanging out. I'm starting at the base of her skull where it meets the neck, and I'm making my way down. I can hold for up to a minute. It's okay if you can't hold each compression for a minute at first. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever you can hold. And I alternate so I can give my other hand a break.
I do have a large head.
Oh, you're good. Doesn't bother me none.
Is this the same one that you do where you like turn the head and then like...
The same area, yes, but instead of us compressing to effleurage, we're squeezing. It's a pincer palpation. It's a pincer compression. Just like on the calves, you're squeezing and you lift, right? Lift away from the bone. It's the same methodology.
Oh, I meant more so like
When we
how
do
you
the...
like did my neck. Like Sage did this yesterday too, but like you kind of turned the head to the side, grab, and then you like...
Oh no, that's for
Is that a
the
different muscle?
SCM. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
right. Cool.
I'm gonna slide off to one side after I've run down her neck, and I would normally do maybe a couple passes for this. Since I'm not doing her neck, I'm gonna take my mask off so y'all can hear me. Her traps run out to the acromion. Remember, they hit the clavicle too. So from here, still no lube, I'm grabbing and squeezing on these straps. Can you tell this stool's too high for me? What do you notice about my ergonomics?
It's about 90 degrees.
Yeah, ideally I want to be, it doesn't go any lower. So make sure you pick the right stool for your table, because now I'm activating my traps to hold my arm up.
Where is like the bulk of your strength? Like your ring finger, middle finger, or like
All of them.
all of them? Okay.
Your strongest fingers are your middle and your ring. They like help each other out. Your pointer finger can be in, so I guess just kind of those first three, mainly these two. Pinky's just there hanging out. And depending on your partner, you might be able to get another grab a little further out. And this one, as your traps taper out, I've ended up kind of, it just depends on your partner. Is that pressure from here? Remember, each hold can be up to a minute. This is going to be an abbreviated process, but we would do the same thing on the other side.
always, are you treating both sides, or are you just showing us both sides?
Treating both sides.
Is that what you always do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Being a back and neck muscle, a central muscle, it's definitely, you're going to be treating both sides, like abs, like pecs.
Yeah.
You can kind of get away with like treating one leg, stretching the other. This is when you got to treat all of it.
Oh!
Can we trade stools? Oh, thank God.
Oh, that's the tall guy stool.
Yeah. That's better. Proper workspace ergonomic. When I come off a trap squeeze, I just kind of push in for like, almost like an effleurage movement before I move out to the other side. Good. Now just like with the neck, you can go back for a repeat, round 2. Give your arm a break, you know, so I'm treating her right arm, I'm using exclusively my left. If you start to get tired, go to the other side, treat that one. Don't hurt yourself just to help someone else. Rules for life. After I've thoroughly treated both sides, I can apply lube, do some effleuraging along the way. I'm going to want to come up. So I'm at her occiput, where you guys put your fingers at the end of your Swedish. But I have reached in and grabbed onto her hair. I'm going to turn it this way for everybody. Thanks for your help. And I'm holding. You're right with hair pull. Always check in. Even though we are targeting the scalp, some people have very sensitive scalps. They just don't like it. They're uncomfortable, whatever.
What do you do for us gentlemen that you can't grab hair?
If you can't, or they don't like it, finger compress in. It's going to take a little bit more.
Okay.
Just like we were saying in class, I am targeting the tissue under her skin. I'm not just this is infuriating. You're targeting. It's very different, right? Yeah.
First one feels
So
like.
how long do you hold that?
Irritation.
Whole thing there?
All right, 10 seconds. And then move your hands, because we're going to do do your partner's whole head. And grab close to the scalp. Grab a lot. Don't grab distance. Don't grab a little bit. Make it count. Like you're going to yeet somebody.
Okay.
Before I move on, I just kind of compress in and do little circles. Yeah, take care, baby. Doing good. All I've done is pull out, and I just kind of chicken winged myself to get a little torque. Because otherwise, this is really uncomfortable for me, because we're at the center, so. Some people can take a lot, some people very little. You just go through all of it. Up to the nuchal line, the external occipital protuberance, where your fingers are during your Swedish, but a little bit higher. So during your Swedish, your fingers are pressing in on suboccipital muscles. I've gone just above that. Feel how I'm more on your bone now?
Mm-hmm.
More on bone. I'm right in line with that protuberance at the back of the skull. I'm going to do a little circular friction, because remember, this is an attachment site.
Can you do any damage doing that?
If somebody has occipital neuralgia, just if it's really painful, don't do it.
But isn't that back spot the same as like the temples? Like you
Can't-
can pressure there.
like intense pressure, but I'm not doing anything like that.
Okay.
Do you need your drug? You're my purse. Love you.
Hi, Savannah. It's been so long.
You would have seen her if you came in the class.
I know.
Before we flip, I'm going to do a little neck stretching. So I'm just going to do a little lateral flexion to one side. You guys know these, right?
Mhm.
Do we?
Well, some of us
Sort
do.
of.
Savannah showed
Yeah,
us,
Savannah-
some of us,
Savannah showed us
yeah.
in lab, but we've never been taught in a demo.
Yeah.
Well, let's correct that. So I'm just going to take her head, not twist it, just pick it up, place it to the side, like if you're going to put your ear on the side of your shoulder. I'm going to apply pressure. I'm
It's a
not
little
touching her
different.
ear. I'll do it the other side too. I'm around her ear. I'm going to take my hand and place on the top of her shoulder and just oppositional force. Comfortable? How long am I going to hold it for?
20 seconds.
We're going to pretend that's 20. Pause in the middle before you move to the other side. I'm doing a little traction, just a little pull back. Hand around the ear. On top. And I'm pushing opposition. We'll call that 20. It's not.
So you're pulling out and kind of going around versus just,
For the stretch.
yeah, when you're coming.
So, like when I'm coming out of it.
Mhm.
So when I'm coming out of it, I put my hand under and I just kind of traction while I come back to center. Kind of. Before I flip her, this will take me at least 15 minutes. I'm treating her neck. I can go back a few times doing that compression. Same thing on the traps. At least 15 minutes. Since she is face up, why not friction this clavicle? You can friction it face down. It's nothing to reach over, but it's face up, so. Find that clavicle. Just do a little circular friction on it. Hook under it a little bit. I love a good, like, under clavicle. Is that comfortable? Friction along the acromion. Take just a minute to do that. Feet on the right side. Quick and dirty. All right. Let's have our partner flip.
Right there.
Sorry.
It's rig butter.
Yeah, stop breaking up.
That's not Rigby's hair.
Oh.
It's probably mine.
It's too short to be.
Whoa!
Oh.
What? Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Oh.
Tori, can you do that neck stretch? You can do it with like rotation too, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
do they do different things?
Yes.
Like, okay,
So one's a
you can't do
lateral
both.
and one's a rotational kind of a. The lateral's just to the side. Do you want to put your face in the face mask?
Yeah, I do. I don't know why I did that.
Can you, Hannah, see those two green pads? Thanks for doing the bolster as well. Thank you. Lift your shoulders. Is that comfy? Lift the shoulders. Is that comfy?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Ugly dougly. Comes off to the side. Ugly.
Too bad that band's disbanded now.
What?
Oakley Dokley.
That's a band?
Yeah, it's an all Ned Flanders band. The Oakley Dokley.
It's amazing.